Hello, happy holidays, and welcome to our December Salesforce User Group webinar hosted by LedU Partners. My name is Chad Collette. I'm the Director of Marketing here at LedU. We're a business and technology consulting company who partners with organizations to transform your sales, marketing, and customer service operations and processes that are supported by core technologies like customer relationship management or CRM and marketing automation. Now, before I introduce our presenter, I have just a couple quick housekeeping items to cover. First off, today's user group webinar is being recorded and will be available on demand after the live session. All attendees will receive a follow-up email from me after the webinar is complete with a link to access the presentation and the resources. We encourage you to share this with any Salesforce users and admins you know. To ensure the best audio quality, we have everyone on listen-only mode. But if you have a question or a comment, please submit those in the question pane in your GoToWebinar control panel. We have a pretty full agenda today, but any questions that are submitted, we will follow up and answer. Now that we have all those details out of the way, I'm excited to introduce Kevin Spree, a senior business analyst and managing consultant with LedU Partners. Kevin's certified in Salesforce Admin, Advanced Admin, Platform App Builder, Salesforce Cloud Consultant, Service Cloud Consultant, and a bunch more. And he's been working with CRM solutions for over 17 years. That's a lot of CRM and Salesforce knowledge. Kevin, thanks for joining us today.
All right, great. Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it. So, like Chad mentioned, we've got a pretty full agenda today. So I'll go ahead and get started with our topics. All right. So as Chad mentioned, I'm a senior business analyst at LedU Partners. So working here for quite a bit of time, and we're primarily going to be focused on some key topics today. So topic number one is going to be a recap of Dreamforce 2017. So for those that haven't been there before, it's definitely a great event that Salesforce puts on. So we'd like to recap some of the key highlights of that event that a few of us attended. Second topic for today, top 5 features of Winter 18. There's quite a few features as part of the Winter 18 release, but like to talk at least through the top 5 items that we pulled out, thought at least to get you guys thinking about it. And then we had just a couple little user submitted questions that we'll go through. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, first off, Dreamforce 2017 highlights. So huge event for those that have not attended in the past. So it's obviously whole, and we'll get into the numbers in a second, but thousands and thousands of customers, partners, prospects, just tons and tons of people that flood the streets of San Francisco, really take over the city. So this year's theme was really around Trailblazers was a big theme of it. The whole area was decked out in really a national park. Camping type theme was the main theme, but a lot of it evolved around trailblazers and inventive type of individuals and inventive companies that are really doing great things inside the Salesforce environment. So a lot of the highlight, a lot of great meeting of customers, of prospects, obviously some great parties too to kind of mingle with others, and basic great event. So if you ever get the chance, definitely highly recommend attending it in the future. So just a couple little highlights. Like I mentioned, it's a 4-day plus event, 4 days of official kind of sessions. But this last year there were 171,000 attendees. So huge event for basically the largest one in San Francisco. And there had then online also. Big numbers. So over 10 million people viewed the presentations, at least the keynotes online. So a lot of great attendance for those that could not make it in person. The expo session was big as usual. There were about 400 different partners just showing the different applications and solutions that they can provide. Session-wise, 3,200 sessions this year, so lots of different information. It was really hard, to decide which sessions to go to. That was probably the hardest part. It's just there's just so much going on at a time, trying to get from place to place. So workshops too. It's a lot of education workshops. There are about 600 different workshops, so hands-on, learning new things with inside of Salesforce, and not just the, hey, sit there and watch a presentation. A lot of great workshops. Obviously a lot of speakers, and last but not least, a lot of, Salesforce prides itself in basically, giving back 1% of their time revenue. And obviously, as part of this event, they raised a lot of great money for charity also. All right, so some key highlights that I pulled out. Like I said, there's so much going on. Honestly, it was difficult to pull just kind of the key items. But wanted at least to show you guys really where Salesforce is headed in the future. So 5 big announcements that Salesforce made related to really making Salesforce your own. So they've kind of bundled these. These items have been in the works for some time, but what we saw really at Dreamforce is then the consolidation of those features. So I'll talk about each of these 5 items. So they've put together they're calling My Trailhead, and then My Lightning, My Salesforce, My Einstein, and My IoT. So I'll walk through those and what that means for you guys. Also some Quip was a big a big part of Salesforce, and it's going to be a growing part of it. Basically, it's a teamwork, team sharing type of application. So they've made some major updates to Quip. I'll show you a quick screenshot of that. Also, the other big announcement at Dreamforce was a partnership with Google. So they've always been kind of partners per se, but now this is an official, really strategic partnership. And I'll talk through that a little bit and what that means. All right, so to kind of jump in here, so My Trailhead. So the first big feature set that Salesforce announced. So what they're doing is they're taking, obviously, if you've seen Trailhead, a great, powerful tool to be able to learn about Salesforce and really understand Salesforce. So they're taking that to the next level. So a couple of features actually that are out today. Something called creating a trail mix. So you are able today to take the different Trailhead sessions and bundle those together to create your own trail mix. So for example, if you have new employees starting, you could take the introduction to activities, introduction to accounts, introduction to opportunities. Take those trailheads and create your own little trail mix, so that you could then share that with others inside your organization to say, hey, as a new employee, you should go through these 3 different trailheads. I highly recommend these. And the other cool thing with it is my second bullet point here of being able to then, there's an app that you can install in your Salesforce that allows you to track how people are progressing. So for example, you had 10 new employees. How is employee 1, going through trailheads? Are they making it through? Are they understanding it? So great capabilities that are available today. What's coming in the future though is really the ability to create your own content. So you'll be able to put your own spin on this content. So it's then it's just not a generic kind of look and feel of Trailhead. You can actually put your own content in and be able to then put your own training material. So it's not a full learning management system yet, but it's a great step forward. So that's planned on second half of 2018. So looking forward to that. All right, next big announcement they had was something called My Lightning. So another way to personalize Salesforce for yourself. Some of these are in beta or pilot right now, but they're coming here in the next releases, and some are actually available today. So one that was highlighted, T-Mobile gave a kind of quick demonstration of how they were able to, because they're in a pilot, be able to theme Salesforce, so they can change the colors, change the logos. I mean, some of that stuff, it's simple, but just from a user engagement, user adoption, it really helps out just to get people comfortable with the system and the look and feel of it. So that'll be coming out early 2018 is the thought. So I'm hoping that the spring release is going to be there. And the exciting thing is no cost. So no extra cost, no extra fee. The Salesforce is going to tack on to that theming capability. So there's some other things that they've really from a Lightning perspective, they're building a lot in Lightning now. Obviously, I'll demo in a little, or I'll show you in a little bit some of the features in Winter 18. So that app builder that's actually available now with dynamic pages. So you're able to do that. Also, lightning flow. So those of you familiar with Classic and the visual flows, now that came to Lightning. So you'll be able to drive a user through a specific visual process. So that's available. Also, announced last year, Lightning Bolt. So third parties can build Lightning bolts and embed them, and so then you can embed them in your own Lightning pages. So some of these are available now already. It's more of the bundling of the branding of it with Salesforce, called, basically they're calling it My Lightning. So that's the second big feature, personalization set. The next personalization set is My Salesforce. So this is in the works, and actually I haven't heard an updated date, but they were slating December 19th for this. So this is basically the ability for you or your developers to be able to create your own applications, your own apps that you can publish in the App Store or Google Play for your users. Now there's still coding involved, but they've streamlined it really to build upon the Lightning platform. So it makes it a lot easier for you to develop your own application. So instead of using the standard Salesforce app, that you can build your own and really customize it the way you want. So that's exciting. That's coming here pretty quickly. My Einstein, so huge sessions and areas with My Einstein. So this is a big push for Salesforce from an analytic perspective. So you can see here that a lot of different releases coming out from a spring 18. There's a lot of different features around Einstein and analytics, and then summer 18, some other big enhancements coming. So just a couple I want to point out that were pretty exciting. One called the Einstein Prediction Builder, that's going to be coming out. Let me look here. So it's going to be in summer 18 is when it's officially generally available. There actually is a trailhead out there. You can play around with it today, but it's going to be officially announced and released, or officially released for general availability in summer 18. So what that allows you to do is really any field you can do some analytic prediction on. So for example, you could say, what's my estimated revenue of this company? So you give it the inputs to say, I want to base this estimated revenue on these 5 fields, and then it looks at basically all of your data within inside of Salesforce. So it predicts to say, hey, based upon the 5 criteria that you just entered, I'm predicting the revenue to be $100,000 for this customer, or whatever it happens to be. So basically what Salesforce is doing is, Einstein has always been there behind the scenes. Now they're really exposing it to you as an admin or an end user to be able to control the inputs to Einstein and be able to make it even smarter yet. So great capabilities there. There's a lot, as you can see on the screen, there's a lot that's going to be coming with Einstein coming in the future. All right, so last kind of key feature around the personalization, My IoT. So a lot around still Internet of Things and enabling internet and everything, and connectivity and everything. And Salesforce is really diving into that and trying to make it a low cost solution for customers, right? So it's always been very expensive to do the tracking of certain devices. So they're providing this as part of, or actually as an add-on to an existing Salesforce organization, and really allow you to, just with point and click, be able to do workflows and be able to track different sensors and things like that. So a lot coming with IoT. All right, so those were really the key, Dreamforce, kind of personalization types of things. The other, couple other highlights I just want to point out. Quip I mentioned, so Quip I think is going to be huge for Salesforce in the future. It was an acquisition that they did a little while ago. They're adding a lot of features. One key cool feature is in a Quip document, they're actually now live or updating. So for example, as you can see on my screen here, I have some Salesforce data that live is updating from a Quip document. So Quip is a great way to share information, in your team, and be able to collaborate with others on the team. So basically, the advantage here is live document updates versus more of the static that it was before. So I definitely encourage you to kind of look up Quip and see if it could apply to your organization. All right. The other big announcement at Dreamforce was the Google partnership. So the big news here is they're forming a better partnership. There always has been. So for example, there has been a Salesforce Lightning for Gmail app out for some time. But really in 2018, they're going to take that to the next level. So they're really going to integrate closer with Google Apps. Be able to really streamline that process for your users to be able to jump back and forth between basically the G Suite and, from a marketing perspective, Google Analytics. So that was a big announcement that Salesforce had. So those were really the key takeaways. From Dreamforce, like I said, there's thousands of sessions, but wanted to consolidate that down into 15 minutes for you guys. So hopefully that was valuable. All right, so next up on the agenda, Winter 18. So a little more of this is released now. What's available now? So I want to talk through just the top 5 features, and this has, obviously there's a lot more features, but these are the key ones that we felt were kind of on the top of the list. So dynamic lightning pages. So the first item there is now you can control on a lightning page the visibility of certain lightning components. So as an example, you can you could have this field here, the account type. So if it equals enterprise, you could hide or display that specific component on a page. So it makes it a little more personalized versus having separate page layouts. So that individual page, you can dynamically hide and display certain components. We've got another little example here. So I have a University of Arizona. The account type is a prospect. So I've hidden the opportunities related list, but now once they become a direct customer, now I've exposed the opportunity, so related list. So just one little example of how you can leverage that capability right now. All right, so second cool feature of Winter 18, list view enhancements. So they've done a lot of work around making those list views look and feel better. So it was chewing up a lot more real estate on the screen. They've really consolidated that down, tried to remove as much white space as possible and still make it useful. Also, some things that were ported and made even better from Classic. You are now able to inline edit inside of the Lightning grid. So now you don't have to drill into each record, make an update, go back and forth. So you're able to right in line, right in that list view, update records. The other cool thing, you can also adjust the column width and wrapping properties. And actually, let me jump into an org here, and I can show you really quick. All right, so I have a list view up. I'm gonna make this just slightly bigger. All right, there we go. So here, as you're probably familiar with, the standard list views. What you can do now is just drag the column width. So for example, if account names, you really didn't want to chew up so much space, you can drag that over. So it'll save that setting for you, and the next time you come in, it'll remember that. You can always there's a setting you can fully reset. You reset it back to the standard width, but a lot of people, it's like they have a lot of columns and not enough space on the screen, so that you're able to resize those easily. The other cool thing is you can wrap the text. So I can click this little wrap text on the column. So as you can see here now, the account name, if it's a little bit too long, goes on multiple lines. So that's a space saver also, to be able to utilize the screen a little bit better. So that's a pretty cool feature. And then the other feature I want to show you quick is the inline editing. For example, I want to update. Let's just say I want to update these first 3 records. And I want to update the title. So I'll go ahead and click this little pencil, and I want to say, no, they're not directors. These are really all 3 of these people. They're CEOs. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'll say, yep, all 3 I want to update. And I'll click apply. As you can see, it's highlighted, so I know that those are the 3 items that I've kind of marked for updates. And I'll hit save. And what I'll do is it'll save that record back to Salesforce. Now, if you have any logic or anything any workflows, their processes, those all fire behind the scenes. So it's obviously it's executing all that logic also. So a cool little time saver now with Lightning. So they're adding a lot more list features. All right, so let's jump back to our presentation. All right, other neat feature in Winter 18, list view emails. So now you are able to, in mass, email from a contact list view and a lead list view primarily, and you're able to email basically an email template or a custom email. So for quick little emails versus using Pardot, it's a great marketing tool for you definitely recommend using it for from leveraging a marketing and marketing cloud also. But if you're just looking as a salesperson or customer service, you're looking just to send out a small number of emails, this feature is definitely a great addition to Salesforce. So let me show you that really quick, just the feature set, so you can try it out yourself. Here we go. All right, so I'll go to my contact list. I'll go to all customers. So here's an example I have, and I obviously don't have many customers in my little demo environment, but I have 19 customers. What I can do is say, hey, I want to select these customers, and then now there's a new button that you'll see is send list email. So when I click that send list email, all of the contacts that I've just selected are in my recipient list. So then I can set a subject and I can set some contact. The other cool thing I can do is insert a template. So if I have an email template already pre-built, go to one of my templates here, pick this one's good. So as you can see here, this is a template that I had set up already. So it's going to merge in my contact first name. It's going to have some static text here, and it's going to have my salutation. If I click on this review tab, I'm able to preview that email message. So I can say, oh yeah, Aaron, yep, great. That email, I'm going to double check to make sure everything merged okay for that email message. Let's take a look at Beth here. Yep, that looks pretty good. So then you can just send that email message out. So like I said, it's not a full email marketing replacement, but it's a great way to in mass send out email messages. The other cool thing besides I've just selected 19 there. The other neat thing I can do is let me cancel that out. I can also send to all to a specific list view that I've set up. So I can say I want to send it to all contacts. That's list view that I had set up, and it's going to add all of those individuals that I had in my list view. So pretty cool feature set now that Salesforce added to send out some mass emails. All right, so let me jump back to my presentation. So there are some limitations. I won't read through them all. But there are some limitations with inside. Basically, there's basically only 200 contacts manually to send, 2,000 contacts. So definitely a useful feature though. All right, fourth feature set. Improve lead conversion. So we don't have time to give a full demo of this, but greatly improved from what it was last release. It gives you a lot more control as a user to specify when I do a lead conversion to an account contact opportunity. I'm able to control what happens. So I'm able to say, hey, I want to create a new account, or I want to choose an existing one. I want to merge this contact, this opportunity with that existing account. So it's a lot more user friendly. And you can also update records, update some of the fields on the fly. The other thing you can do is once you click this convert button, it'll bring up a screen that's very straightforward. It says, hey, you know what? I just created an account. I created a contact. I created an opportunity. Fantastic. You can click into them and be able to pull them up. The other thing you can do is click this new task button. So you can right away, in my example here, I'm going to say, hey, I want to make a follow-up call to Beth. Make sure I'm following up with her. I want to schedule that out a little bit. So it's basically the lead conversion has been streamlined really for your business and a lot more flexible than it used to be. All right, last but not least here. So the fifth enhanced top item that we had from a Winter 18 now you are able to embed dashboards in a Lightning homepage. So as you remember, if you've used Lightning before, the Lightning homepage was a little, it was basically not very flexible as far as the dashboard goes. So there was that kind of that standard goal dashboard that always showed up, and everyone asked, well, when can I customize? And I don't want that one. I want something different. Well, now you can with this release. So it's very straightforward. You basically just go right into you open up your home page, and then you can just, let me just show it to you really quick. So you just open up your home page, and then you're able to add that list component with no problem. Let me go to my home page. So you just go to your setup. Oops, sorry. Let me go back home. There we go. Edit page. And as you can see, I have this quarterly performance on top here. I can just drag a dashboard on top. And then you can see my dashboard showed up. I hit save. I'm going to go back to my home page. And there it is. So simple enough. I can easily just add a dashboard that's a lot more relevant to me than the standard goal chart was before. All right. One thing I just want to point out, and we'll send a link after the fact. Salesforce, in case you didn't know, does a great job of publishing release notes. So they'll always give you lots of details on what's in that specific release. So highly recommend when those release notes come out, read through them, at least skim through them, understand what's coming out. All right, here we go. Last item on the agenda, user questions. So we said a couple little questions. One question that came up from somebody that submitted, where should you specialize in the expanding Salesforce ecosystem? And definitely, I mean, there's a lot, as you saw, the amount of information out of Dreamforce, a lot of releases all the time. And this is kind of our led you way too of, it's not, I wouldn't go and chase technology from a career perspective and trying to learn everything that's out there. So you really want to focus on, what your talents are, what you're good at, right? So, for example, if you're a great analytic person, focus on Einstein, really understand Einstein if that's really your skill set. If you're more of a business analyst, really like to understand business processes and things like that, focus on, understanding the components and the feature set of Salesforce. So there's not really a specific answer of, hey, this is the key focus you should just do. It really revolves around, what you're interested in and what your talent, where your talents reside. So the other question I put on myself, what's next for Salesforce? Okay, great. So already coming here on January 5th, you are able to schedule a sandbox preview of Spring 18. So already Salesforce is coming out with new releases. So I highly recommend you guys go out there, request your sandbox if you haven't already. So then you can get the first sneak peek at what's in Spring 18. All right, so that's all I have for today. So hopefully that was valuable to you, and we'll keep these user groups going, and love your feedback. If you have some questions about what the content I had, feel free to submit those questions, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate all the great information and that you provided. After this webinar, we'd like to have you participate in a really quick survey that we hope you complete. We just simply ask for your feedback on today's webinar, and also we'd love to know what Salesforce topics you'd love to see in 2018 for these user groups. We hope to see you again on some future webinars, and here at Ledju, we host a lot of those. You can visit our news and events page at ledjupartners.com for all of our upcoming webinars that we have slated. We do them across sales, marketing, customer service, Salesforce, and much, much more. So thank you everybody for joining us today. From everyone here at Ledger Partners, we want to wish you a happy holidays and a very prosperous 2018. Make it a great day and even a better year.